Hi everyone, welcome back. Thanks for being here. I am going to be doing a commission set tonight. This is going to be a three-part series for a lovely lady named Kat. I've actually spoken with her. We've actually spoken multiple times because, spoiler alert, this is the third time I will be doing these canvases. And it's not due to her. My first set I did actually a while back, and I'll explain the concept in a second. And it was super cold, and they ended up just not drying well at all. Just some of the paint separated, and it's all about humidity and just the temperature. Everything in the environment matters, especially when you have your mixes that you use. And this is paint and water, so it's really important to have the right, drying environment. So I was devastated, but I did them again, but it was good because it gave me a chance to have her see the color palette, make sure that it was what she liked. When I redid them, and I'll kind of explain a little bit, two of them were great, but she wanted more cells, and one of them was the colors were just a little bit off, and maybe at the end I'll show you. But we just subtracted two colors from it, and it changed the entire vibe of the kind of feel of the painting. So what I did to make sure we got it right was I did a bunch of small paintings, kind of tester pieces in those colors. So those are the colors I'm gonna be working with, and I'll tell you about the concept. She had a beautiful story behind each of her paintings. So she wants, this is going to be the Turbulence technique, and she wants one as a ocean blowout and you know, beautiful blue colors. So of course, that's one of my favorites, right? Then she wants one like I did before that was like winter mountains, but she is equating that or relating that more to the East Coast ocean waters. So they're kind of like a greenish, bluish brown color. That'll be number 2 in this three-piece set. The last one, and the one that gave me the most trouble and that you're gonna see coming up soon, and hopefully this last one's a charm, is the sunset colors. So the sunset, she said she has beautiful pinks streaming into her windows when the sun sets at night or when she wakes up in the morning. And so that's what I'm gonna try to capture. So the first one though, I'm good with. This is my favorite color combination, and it's the ocean blues. So we are gonna do a Turbulence pour in ocean blues tonight. Kat, I hope that you love all of these paintings. Let's paint. Okay, for my colors, I have phthalo blue, Prussian blue, turquoise green, turquoise blue, white, and then I'm adding a little bit of silver because she liked metallics, and she wants a pretty good amount of cells. So the first one I made was beautiful colors, beautiful design, but not quite enough cells for her. And I adjust the amount of cells that I get based on the mixture that I make for the metallic. So how much Winsor & Newton I add versus how much Soho or Creative Inspirations I add. Adding less gives me less cells, adding more gives me more cells, and I did the same thing in the blues. So when someone really wants, you know, some decent cell reaction, I add a little bit of Creative Inspiration to my Amsterdam paints, and that also gives me that reaction. So I'm gonna start with the darker colors first, and I'm gonna spread these out a little bit so that I don't have to blow so far to the edges. So I'm gonna put some in the middle, but okay. All right. I have just a little bit left over if I need it. And I'm trying to leave space so that all my colors catch on the canvas. That's what really creates that kind of turbulent look. If you get too much pooled in the center, it's going to be really hard to blow it all out. So now I'm going to come in. I might come back in with a little more phthalo blue because she really liked that, and the white is going to lighten this up some. Okay. Trying to go in the places where there isn't a ton of paint already. So like give me a center portion down here. Okay, use that one all up. Okay, maybe just a little bit more blue through here and then down at these ends. I do it heavier on the darker colors on the ends because as I blow over it, a lot of that cell reaction will happen as the paint kind of stretches to the very end of the canvas. Okay, now I don't want to add too much white to this, so I'm just going to kind of drizzle this sparingly through the center. Can I do it? As I change motion, it always like sloshes out of the cup a little bit more. And I'm gonna try to do I mean, if that's all I've got on me at this point, like I'm doing pretty good, I feel. Okay, now I also don't want to put too much silver in this. I think I'm gonna go the opposite way as the white. You know what I'm missing? My sky blue. Do I put it in there? I don't know. I feel like maybe I do. Let me get it. Well, let's see how this one turns out because I would have normally put that. Oh. I'm gonna add it on top here. I would have put this color before I put the white and the silver normally and had it attach more, but maybe it was meant to be. Maybe this one is gonna be more vibrant now that there's not so many light colors over it. Okay. All right, wish me luck, y'all. Okay, so this technique, you know, if you want a bunch of cells, I'm just softening that line right there. If you want a ton of cells, then blowing it back over, it takes some of those away. And that's what we talked about, you know, because she was like, I want a ton of cells. And this technique just doesn't always lend itself to that, because as you blow back over it again, some of those cells go away. But there are some really pretty pops of cells here. I'll likely get some popping up as it continues to dry, and then I'm going to torch it as well. But can't go wrong with the color combination. It was like perfect that I left that light blue out, because I love the dark areas that are here. I feel like it's very balanced. Love that Prussian blue color and the phthalo blue. So definitely turbulence feeling. All right, I'm gonna fix up my sides and then I will show you this one. Make sure you come back to the channel to check out the green one and the pink one that I'm gonna do. So hope that you enjoy this series. Kat, I hope that you enjoy your paintings. I'll show you what this looks like wet. I mean, you can't really go wrong with blue. It's too big and there's a glare, but you'll be able to see it when it dries. So I'm gonna take you in. Gosh, those colors are just so rich and they dry dark and just beautiful. And then when you varnish it, I varnish it with gloss varnish. Look at all those cells. Yes. Yes. When you varnish it, oh, look at those reactions. That is my favorite part. The colors come back to life. Super happy with this. All right, let's see how this one dries. All right, here it is. It's hard to get all the way in frame here. I think it's really nice. I love the contrast, and I will show you the other one that I did that at the time she said she liked that one, but when I redid it, she was like, oh, I definitely like the one with contrast more. So there are some cells which she definitely wanted, some really pretty sections. The Payne's Gray actually dried a little bit matte, but when I varnish it, it will all varnish the same finish. It just looks really turbulent and I love it. All right, so let me show you the other one. I had to get way back to show you both of them because they're so long. But you can see this one on this side, and I'll take you in. Ooh, I'm shaking. It is much softer, not as much contrast, and not as many like cellular reactions. So I'll take you in on that one. So you can see some cell reactions, a little bit lighter in scheme, not as much contrast to it, but still very pretty. But this one definitely has more motion to it and definitely kind of more chaos to it. So let me step back and I'll show you again. But this is, you know, taking feedback from a client. They actually look really pretty together. But taking feedback from a client and, you know, really making what she wanted, which took me multiple tries and a lot of time, but I'm very happy with the result. Okay, so my next one that you'll see is the green set. And then I will show you kind of similar like I did to this, the edits and changes that I'm gonna do in the painting when I make it, and then I'll show you those dry as well. But for now, here's the blue set. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy painting. Bye.